Beautiful Weirdo, Charlotte here, and welcome back to Pretty Scary. Today it's another one of my twisted 12 days of Christmas, and today it's 5 gold rings. Yes, so 5 gold rings, twisted of course, and I'm going to, without much further ado, make a start. Stick on my scary stories. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because we have got 12 days of Christmas as the title of these videos implies. So yes, subscribe. Let's make a start.
I started by covering my whole face with gold paint, just using a synthetic sponge. This is a liquid gold paint in a bottle, but you can use whatever you have. Oops, my camera decided to fall off there. Not quite sure why. Anyway, back to the gold paint. All over my chest and shoulders too, and my upper arms. And then I took some string to make the gold rings. Now make sure you don't tie these too tightly, especially around your neck, obviously. Be safe kids, be safe. So I just measured out 5 pieces of string. And then before I did the string, put the string round, I did my hair in a nice side bun. Well, rather I kind of faffed around with a few different styles first, and then finally decided what I wanted to do with it. Took me a while. Then I put some hairspray on and some serum, and then patted glitter on top of the side of my hair and a little bit on top. Combed that through just to distribute it a little bit more, and then started tying on the rings. In some areas I just tied them on, in other areas I use a little bit of prosaide just to help the rings adhere to the face and stay put. Here you see me attempting to open my prosaide. It's a trial every single time. A lot of this makeup is quite self-explanatory and you can see what I'm doing, so I won't be doing a lot of narrating. Now I'm just going over that string with the gold paint, because after all these are gold rings, not string rings. Just using a brush and then blending it out with a sponge. And then going in with a kind of a coppery eyeshadow on the lids to add a little bit of definition and depth. You don't just want to be flat gold. And then using Coffee Ground by Laura Mercier, which is a deep brown, a deep matte brown, I'm just painting in some false shadows around those rings. Obviously there are some real shadows, but we just want to kind of, you know, make it look a little bit more dramatic, because this is a makeup look after all. So I'm just putting it on with a small, stiff, flat brush, and then blending that out with a fluffy brush. You can see how that just adds a little bit more dimension. Doing this above and underneath the strips, because obviously they're cutting into the skin. It also gives the illusion that they're cutting into the skin more than they actually are, because obviously you do not want to have them really cutting into your skin, but yeah, there you go. My inspiration for this was Dr. Channard, I think that's how it's pronounced, which was a character in one of the Hellraiser films. He had all these bands kind of tightly around his face. So that's where I got the inspiration for this rather weird off-the-cuff look. Really didn't know what to do with this one, so yeah. Anyway, using that same deep brown shade to carve out my cheekbones. Just blending with a sponge because it's easy to blend that way over this gold paint that I've used. Using the same shade around my nose, just add a little definition there, and then also in the socket lines too to add more pop to the eyes. Underneath as well with that same shade. And then just winging those eyes out a little bit so that the shading on the eyes matches up with the shading on the rings. Or meets up with rather, not matches up with. And then going in with a smaller stiff brush and using that same shade over my brows to create a little bit of definition there. And the same around my mouth, but with a deep brown grease paint, just to add a little bit of definition to my lips. I didn't want to do a lip colour as such, but I did want a little bit of definition there because you all know how much I like my defined lips in my look. So I just went around the edges with that brown grease paint and then just kind of smudged that into the centre for kind of an ombre effect. Deepened up the shadows around the nose with that same dark grease paint. And at the corners of the mouth, any areas where I wanted to deepen the shadows, basically I went in with the dark grease paint as well as the dark eyeshadow. And grease paints really do blend well over the top of water-based face paints. So you can see I'm just blending with my fingers because they blend so easily. Curling the lashes. Putting on some black liquid liner because, yeah, just felt I needed a little bit of extra definition on those eyes. I do love my wings. Bit of mascara. And then using some lip butter to just dab onto the face, which will be acting as my glitter glue. And then in a moment you will see me smother the whole side of my face in gold glitter. And yes, I was finding gold glitter everywhere for the next week or so. Don't think my boyfriend was too impressed. Just patting that glitter on with a sponge and then just kind of blending it out with my finger. And then going in with some Barry M Dazzle Dust in a pale gold and just using that to highlight certain points such as my cheekbones, the centre of my lips, my nose, my eyes, my chin, the centre of my forehead. And of course the brow bones. Then, as mentioned earlier, I put my hair up into a bun because I didn't like that long sausage thing that was going on. It just wasn't working for me.
Is the finished twisted 5 gold rings look? Comment down below and let me know what you thought and give this video a big thumbs up. And yes, I shall see you tomorrow for day number 6. Hard to say 6 when you've got string in your mouth. By the way, if you wanted to do this look and you didn't want the string in your mouth, just cut it and glue it to the corners of your mouth. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you all tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.